Hey folks, hope you're all well. So time for a little bit of an update. If we have a look at Bitcoin, I have created a little mess on my chart. Now I know it looks absolutely horrendous, but let me work through this. So obviously, when in doubt, have a look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart and really zoom out. And remember, this is an exponential growth curve. And like with anything with an exponential growth curve, things follow that sort of movement. And you can see that, stuff is slowly petering out, but there's still got some life in it. Now, I'm going to sort of get rid of some of these one by one. I know for a bit of a change, normally I start with a blank slate and then draw the lines, but I've just drawn the lines and let's remove it bit by bit. So I very rarely look at fib, every now and then. But as we can see here, from the very top to the very low here, the key level I want to sort of look at is the 0.236 level, and I've drawn a line over here, which is this sort of horizontal line, which is around 35.5. So just bear that in mind when we delete that. Okay, so we've had a whole bunch of trend lines, so now we're going to get rid of some of the superfluous ones. So this one here was support, it is then acted as resistance, and you can see we've pretty much topped with that one. That's relevant for us right now. Another irrelevant one so far, I guess, is this one. This one across here, this is basically some sort of support which it just busted through. We have another one here which basically goes back all the way down to this high in 2013. So there's a couple the support levels from that 2013 high which acted as support, which you can see it broke through. We can now get rid of that one. Here's another one from the 2017 high, acted as support, plopped through. And on the log chart you can very clearly see a lovely head and shoulders, which is this sort of level here at the 30k level. Now we're going to leave that there, and the three that we're going to leave are these, or sort of the four. So one, this neckline of this head and shoulders. Now admittedly I don't think this is going to play out like a normal head and shoulders would, because typically what you would do is go right, distance from the neckline to the top is basically 30k, and then it should fall down 30k from the neckline downwards. Well, that would take it to zero, and I really don't think that's going to happen. So it's going to go down to one of these two levels really. Well, there's another level here which is at 20, which is that line here. Now it's only got one point of support here really, which is this all-time high. It's going to be a psychological level. So let's see how things play out from here. We are fannying around that sort of 30k level. You can see the market try to bust through it. It pulled back up, it refused to stop below it, and then we've got the beginning of this weekly candle here. You can see we've got 7 days left for this weekly candle. Sorry, this little dot there, but the one before that again refused to close below this, whatever this neckline was, around sort of 30k, pretty much 30k on the dot. So what I'm actually anticipating right now, if I can just draw this as a sort of a bit of a straight line, is a move up to 35k ish, which is going to be something roughly around there, which was actually that sort of 35, that fib level which I mentioned. And we could potentially see some sort of move up whilst this, or we have some sort of, I think it's going to be something like this. It's going to be another trend line like so. And so in terms of what I think could possibly happen, bear in mind this is the weekly chart, I think we're going to see a bit of a relief rally. And we've had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks now of crazy falling. And ultimately I think this pullback here, although it didn't close below, it's acting more of a Kobo. So I think we could have sort of a really pullback to either 35 or even 37. So this line over here, so let's actually just draw bit of a hole around here, 2 holes here, before making our way down. And what would be very nice is if we had sort of a move, or even actually a break to the downside around sort of 20k. Again, I would really like to fill my boots around sort of 22. In fact, that's pretty big. Something like that. So let's look at this on the daily chart. Now obviously this is an absolute mess. So let's be a bit more refined with this. So here we are on the daily chart. I think we've got some key levels here. So we have this sort of 34k level, which is not the strongest, to be fair. But I think we're having a bit of a sort of mini double bottom, one could say. So we'll probably have a bit of a pump to the upside. I do think this sort of 34k will be quite strong. But it's this other one here which I don't think people are looking at. It's quite potential that we could do this, and then we have sort of very short-term level, sort of local level of resistance, as we can see here. And if we were to smash into this, we've got some sort of movement down here, basically, and that, yeah, so really I'd like to get filled over here. The other alternative is that after this move up, we have another move to this level here before getting squeezed in for a move to the downside. So either way, I feel, well, obviously I could pivot. I've placed some tentative trades here at the moment with the aid of Binance and Atom. And I'm about to place one on Bitcoin. And what I'll be doing is, that's the daily chart. Let's jump onto the 4-hour. So again, obviously every time we jump down a chart, it looks a bit cray-cray. But the thing is, we've seen this level get breached. So I think we could, in the short term, have a bit of a Kobo. We have this other level which needs to get broken, so we could probably bust through there and start making our way up. So what I'm going to be doing is actually going long right now. I'm going to put a stop below this sort of, was it 29? Yeah. So I want it around here, nicely out of the way. It's pretty much out of the noise because there's a resistance level, a support level going along here. And I'm only going to risk 12 grand on this, so 0.25%, roughly. So it's 29. Oh, it's pretty much on the 29,000 level. So let's put it 28,986. 28,986. So if we go to over here, oops, 28. 986 point. No, it only does the 0.5s or the 0.0s. 986. 95.5 there. Don't want to risk 103k, so let's just bring this back down to 12k, 13, and 9. Yeah, that'll do, pig. And go long. That's right, so that's the next trade. So let's take a little screenshot for the community. So we've got that there. We need to take a little screenshot over here. God, it's a mess. Cool. So I'm just going to let them run for overnight. I'm about to go to bed. Again, we've got plenty of space for this to sort of roll over. But yeah, let's have a look at a neater chart. and I think we're going to have a move to the upside. And as you know, the dollar is starting to make its way back down, very slowly. I mean, if you look at this on the daily chart, you can see it's massively overextended, and so it's got a whole bunch of sort of trend lines here, which again, if this one plops through, 1 second. Yeah, so this is sort of a rough sort of range that I was eyeing up a while back. But long story short, I think it's fair to say that we could have the dollar falling back into this little hole over here. And if that happens, stocks are likely to, have a bit of a relief rally. I mean, stocks have been literally shitting themselves. And pretty much most stocks are pretty much needing a pullback to some sort of resistance. Obviously, these are regulated assets, so I mustn't be drawing lines on these. But yeah, in fact, so is the dollar index, so I can't really say that. But yeah, I just personally believe the dollar is potentially prone to make a move to the downside, and if so, stocks and crypto move up. So yeah, let's see this move up to at least this level, sort of. Whoa, Jesus. This level here. That's the first sort of relatively low risk, high prob move, in my opinion. Right, night night.